What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It is the King and I Life podcast, hosted by myself, Soul Toucher the Poet, and my brother, Son Soul X, in his joint. Check it out. Hit us up, www.kingandilife.com, for all our podcast info. Subscribe to whatever podcast platform that you choose. Also, hit us up, KINGANDEYE369@gmail.com. Email us your suggestions, your feedback, and all that good stuff. Tune in to us live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, Wednesdays, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And make sure you like, subscribe, and share, because we are all over all those social media platforms. Stay tuned for the good stuff. Yeah,
we've already seen how Americans treat people from other countries when shit go down, like 9/11. All those Muslims and people like that, they was getting dogged. So just imagine if the shoe was on the other foot.
Yeah.
I mean, damn. Hypothetical. Let's keep our noses clean out here in these streets.
That's it.
So your thoughts on the outcome of this crisis?
I think that there's going to be an ending point, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't know what that ending point is going to be, how long this thing is going to drag out, but eventually there has to be an ending point. And when that ending point takes place, or the smoke clears, as they say, I think it's going to be business as usual.
You think?
I think it will be.
As far as what, though?
As far as Russia, they're still going to keep doing what they're doing.
Okay, yeah, I can see that.
I think that, again, the sanctions will continue. How long that will go on, I'm not sure, but I think that will continue for some time.
Mm-hmm.
Because no country around the world is above getting a hand spanking.
Right.
And Russia is one of those countries that's definitely, you're not going to whoop their ass, but you're going to spank them on the hand, slap them across the face, something. That's going to happen. But as far as them, what they're doing, only thing they're going to do is just hunker down and it's business as usual.
Yeah, I can see that.
But as far as Ukraine, now that is the question.
Mm.
Because if Russia get their way, Ukraine will be adopted back into the Russian family, or Russia's family, as far as land mass. So, with that being just a theory, we don't know if it's going to actually happen, but it's a theory. At that point, where do the rest of the world go? Meaning, only thing you're going to do is pose more sanctions against Russia, but unless you're talking about World War III, what else are you going to do? There's nothing else I think they're going to do except for tackle on more damn sanctions. Spank across the hand, and that's going to be the end of it. Because it's not like, they're going to apologize for attacking Ukraine or their actions. Not. They're not going to do that.
Of course not.
Your thoughts?
As far as outcome on the crisis, I agree with you. But to add on to that, I see the people of Ukraine. They're gonna be messed up for a while. They were messed up for a while. I mean, you just have to. just looking at the people who lost loved ones already, um, and they don't know where they are. Uh, they got to put their lives back together. You know, they got there's people laying dead in the street, and they don't know when they'll be able to go back to their homes, their cities, their towns, or whatever, and even start putting life back together. So, they got to get over. They got to get through. For those who lost someone, they got to get through either sucking it up that their loved one is gone and they can't find them, or they have to deal with finding their loved ones and coming to terms with imagining how they died. um and then once they get through that, then they got to start rebuilding their country. um and that's going to take a long time. I mean,
Yes.
if Russia blew up their their water lines, electricity, sewer lines, all of that stuff is just tore up. All of that has to be rebuilt, and that's going to take a lot of time. So if that 2 billion, let's just say that 2 billion that you threw out was just 2 billion right now at this very moment, you have to factor in how much more it's going to take to put them back into some state of normal life. Um, we look at COVID rocking us to the core.
Right.
I'm sure COVID hit them, but then add this to it. I mean, you got parents separated from kids. Um, you have them being shipped to several countries around the world, even here. Um, then they got to go back because a lot of them want to go back home. They want to go back home. So that outcome is just going to be it's going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot to handle. Um, and I honestly, I just feel for them as a person. I feel for them.
Right. So the thing about it, like you said, for them, not only the tragedy of the loved ones that got killed or missing during this whole conflict, the whole rebuilding process, again, because we don't know what that's going to take as far as like, will Ukraine still remain its own nation?
Yeah.
So with that being said, everybody have no idea what it's going to take to get back to normalcy. Some will never, ever get back to that state.
Yeah.
Their lives have been changed forever. Their nation will be changed forever because of this situation. Imagine waking up and finding out you have to leave your home and you can never return.
Right.
Like, just imagine how devastating that is to people.
All their memories gone.
Right. And that's what some people in Ukraine will be facing.
That's heartbreaking.
It is.
That is really heartbreaking.
Just the mental standpoint of that. Man, that's a large pill to swallow. And a lot of people, it's going to be hard for them to find their new way because they're never going to find a way that they had before.
Yeah. I mean, just look at how mass shootings out here affect us. Look at how when the World Trade Center got taken down, how that affected us. And the World Trade Center was just in one city. One city. You know, of course they hit the Pentagon and the other plane crashed in Pennsylvania, but just look at the World Trade Center, how that affected our whole country. Bringing down two iconic buildings. Look how that affected our whole country compared to what they have to go through. That's heartbreaking.
Yep.
I couldn't imagine.
Man. I couldn't even. I'll be honest. People say I have a very vivid imagination, but that right there is something I can't fathom.
Yeah.
So should Putin be removed from power forcefully?
if I have to put my humanity on, my emotions, and my reason on, hell yeah, he should be taken out forcefully by whatever means the Russian people see fit. Because all things that we've been talking about, he'd be forcibly removed from power. Do I think we, as in NATO, should have something to do with it? I don't know. I honestly feel like if the Russian people are that fed up or that conflicted and whatever, then yeah. I can't. Only thing I can't do is put my mind in the place of a Russian citizen and their way of life, because if I'm a Russian citizen, I may see things differently. But being that I'm an American and I enjoy the freedoms that I have, and I know damn well if our president did some fucked up shit like that, his ass would be out of office, he would get removed. And it doesn't have to be forcefully. By law, he would be removed. That's one of the great things that we have over here. So me as an American looking over there at that, yeah. But then the flip side of that is it's a lot of shit that has gone on in the Ukraine that a lot of people don't know about. As far as, their government being corrupt before. So I mean, if I look at it from the surface, from what I see, from the little that I know, yes, he should be removed from power. What about you?
I feel that he should be removed. Now the means of how he should be removed, I can't directly speak on that. Simply because if the Russian people want to remove, they'll do what they have to do to remove him.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll leave it at that. But as far as someone with that kind of power making those kind of decisions that affect so many different people, not only the people of his own country, but the people within a whole other nation, that's someone with a lot of power.
Yeah.
How do you remove someone with that much power? That is a question that only time will tell. Will NATO do it? I don't know. Will Russian people do it? I don't know. It's just one of those things. Gotta wait and see.
It could be done. I mean, NATO could do it. It might be under drastic measures, but NATO could do it. His people. Let me see. How do you get close to a man like that? He has an inner circle.
Exactly.
I mean, his inner circle would have to be infiltrated in order to get to him. I mean, You would have to find that one that's willing to take that chance. And, hey, who's down for that? I don't know. I don't have a dog in that fight.
I imagine his bodyguards are like characters out of the Matrix, the agents. I mean, he has the best of the best.
I heard the KGB ain't no joke.
Yeah, they know they stuff, as they say. They know their business.
But hey, everybody has a price.
I don't know.
Everybody has a price.
I get what you're saying. But how do you get to someone that's even in his inner circle? Like,
everybody has a price.
So many layers to that onion right there.
Here's the thing about it. Because this is one of the things that we have to deal with here when we have security clearances. Everybody has a weakness somewhere. And it's just a matter of someone exploiting your weakness. So, like, for people who have a security clearance, let's just say you have a child who's reckless online, who thinks, oh, going online, accepting everybody as a friend is just, it's just what it is. The thing about it is every country has someone watching somebody. So let's just say, for instance, some government was looking at you and they knew your son was on TikTok and this, that, and the other. And they knew what school he went to. And they would find ways to get to him. And then they'll work him in a way to get to you. You may not know. Your son may not even know, because they may do some slick shit that your son don't even know about. And you may not even see it because it's so damn slick. But then by the time they get to you, it's like you're caught between a rock and a hard spot. And let's just say you be like, God damn, this Joker is pouring it on thick. I'm not going for it, whatever. But then they keep going, and they break you down. Now they got you. And now they're asking you to do other things. They start off real small. Right? They might say to you, hey, when you go to work, I want you to take pictures of this, that, and the other and send them to me. I'll give you $15,000. And you be like, nah, I can't do that. And now they're going to come back at you with, well, you did X, Y, and Z. If I tell your job this, or if I report you to such and such this, you're going to jail. Or if you do this, I will get you and your family out the country and you'll be safe. That's how they do shit. And they work you and they work you and they work you until you give in. So it would have to be a situation like that for them to get to Vladimir Putin using his inner circle. But, I don't know.
I get what you're saying. I can't disregard any of it. But a man like that doesn't stay in power as long as he's been in power by accident.
Oh, no, not at all.
I'm not saying that he can't be got. I'm not saying that at all.
Mm-hmm.
But what I am saying is he's been in power a very long goddamn
time. Actually, he's on his 4th term.
Doing pretty well for himself, I would say.
Let me see. He's been okay, so he first was the president from May 2000 to May 2008. He has now been the president since May 2012, and his term expires in May of 2024.
Yeah. Yeah, he's been doing it for quite a while now.
And you have to be a bad mother to be in
Shut
power
your mouth.
that long.
Yeah,
I
man.
I couldn't imagine having. I mean, we've had presidents that served 2 terms, but 2 terms are just 8 years. This Joker has currently been in office over 9 years this time. He did 8 years the first time. No.
Yeah.
No, I can't. I can't imagine. I don't know. He got to be doing something right,
Yeah.
or you know, whether it's right, or wrong, right. He doing something right. Shoot.
I definitely agree with you on that, because again, it's definitely not an accident that man's been in power for that long.
Yeah, I don't study communism that much. I remember going over communism in high school. I don't know the inner workings of it, but to be able to get away with what he is doing is just crazy to me.
Damn near remarkable, for lack of a better word.
No president in America could get away with that. None. I don't give a damn who he is. None. There's limits. There are limits.
But the thing about it is, the Queen of England, how long has she been a queen?
She's been the queen for a long time, but the thing about that is she really don't have no goddamn power. She's just a figurehead.
Hmm.
The prime minister of England is the person who makes their damn decisions. And that shows you how outdated being a queen is. A queen is kind of like a communist, but she's just a figurehead these days. She makes no decisions.
Hmm.
Now, just imagine if she did make decisions with her old ass.
Long. I remember being a kid and she was
Yes.
up in age.
Yes.
I'm
Like
well
she's
in
in her
my
90s
40s
now.
and she's still there.
Yeah.
But the global effect of what's happening now, it's a lot. It's a lot.
When I look at the global effect, it's weird to me. It's kind of weird because you have this weird thing where everybody has a soft spot about this. You have a percentage of people who go hardcore about it, and then you have a people who are just totally disconnected from it. But I think overall, people sit back and look at this as, damn, this is sad. This is messed up. Outside of that, the global effect, it's but then when you look at the global effect, you gotta ask yourself, what are you talking about? How it affects the people overall, or how it's going to affect what the global effect is going to be financially. Because I can guarantee this is going to come out of everybody's pocket. Everybody's pocket.
I mean, I pretty much reap those same sentiments because it's war. It's not a big party, as they say, a soiree, as they say. It's war. Anytime you have war, you have death. Anytime you have death, you have loss of businesses, loss of lives, loss of economies. You have it all. So if when you're dealing with a nation like Russia and a nation like Ukraine, it's sweeping across all the NATO countries because everyone is contributing in some shape, form, or fashion.
Yep.
And again, everything as far as the sanctions that are being imposed on Russia, that affects the people who are imposing the sanctions as well.
Mm-hmm.
Because the resources that were coming out of Russia, they were going somewhere, but
It's
now they're not.
It's that global economy.
Yeah. So it's just an ugly effect for everyone involved. No one comes out on top. As they say, somebody's going to get hit somewhere.
Yeah.
Right now, it's everybody's pockets.
Yeah. Oh, man.
So your final thoughts, sir?
I just want this to end. I want I think the more troubling thing about it is, and I know I was speaking on this from a civilian point of view.
Right.
The more troubling part of this for me is being in the military and watching what the Russian military is doing to civilians. That bothers me a lot. It bothers me a lot because these people are not asking for this. Like, you are really literally terrorizing civilians, and it's like they have no code of conduct. They have no, it's like they don't care. They just don't care. And just to back up off of that part, it's like, I wonder what's going through their heads when they're murdering and raping these people and killing children and stuff like that. Like, do they think about their family when they're doing this stuff? Um, that's but I just hope this gets resolved quickly and that the Ukrainian people can go back home, rebuild, and from whatever point on, just live free and happy without the threat of something like this happening. You know, I don't know, situations like this, I hope that they become a part of NATO so they don't have to worry about it again. That's my heart goes out to them. Not a big praying man, so I'm not gonna say my prayers go out to them. So my heart goes out to them, and I wish them the best.
I'll say this. I again, my heart goes out to the Ukrainian people. My heart goes out to anyone who's involved with war, whether you are the attacker or the defender. And the reason I say that is because the soldiers on both sides, they're just doing what they're ordered to do. I don't care for the politics of how Russia is going about their business.
Mm-hmm.
But I do care about people.
Right.
About humanity. So again, I hate that this is where the state of the world is at. For whatever reason. I know that it's going to take a lot for Ukraine to pick themselves up and dust off the dust and dirt and the grind. So, again, my heart goes out for that process. But this is the cost of war. And this is why, for me, war doesn't make sense at all. Just because the people in power have a disagreement, everyone else has to fall up under those rules and regulations or those disagreements. Again, if this is war, only involve the people who have to go, meaning the military. That's what you have
Right.
them for.
Right.
For the civilian people, the innocent people, they have nothing to do with y'all political bullshit.
Yeah.
So it just, for me, it's a very frustrating, because a loss of life anywhere is a loss of life around the world as far as I'm concerned.
Mm-hmm.
Because you never know what that person that lost their life could have been capable of.
Right.
They could have been the next Nobel Peace Prize winner. They could have been the next, great figurehead.
Yeah.
You know, they could have been for lack of a better term, they just could have been. They could have lived to their greatest potential.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And because
exactly.
they don't have their life anymore, the world will never gain what it was that person had to offer the world.
Yeah.
I don't agree with war at all.
Yeah, and it's stuff like this that makes me really question religion. People have their own thoughts and emotions and beliefs and this, that, and the other, but when I see stuff like this, it really makes me question religion, because it's like I'm pretty sure Putin has some type of religion in him, or whatever the case may be. I can't say for sure concretely, but it would really bother me really, really bad if he got down on his knees and prayed every day and he sent people to murder people, innocent people, for nothing. And his troops, I'm pretty sure of them, a lot of them have some type of religion or spirituality or whatever in them. For them to just callously kill people, innocent people at that, it just really, really makes me question religion, because you cannot, in my opinion, you cannot be religious based, or even I just it'd be just too hypocritical for me to see someone on their knees praying, but you out here killing people for no reason. That's and I'll just leave it at that.
I totally feel what you're saying. But anyway, everyone, we want to thank you guys for tuning in to the King and I Life podcast.
Yeah.
My name is Son Soul X, and this is my brother.
Soul Touch, the poet in the joint.
And we just wanted to give our 2 wooden pennies, as they say, or 2 wooden nickels, however you want to take it.
Yeah, 2 wooden nickels.
We just want to thank you guys for supporting us and continuing to, follow us as we take on some of the more difficult topics. And this is definitely one of those topics neither one of us really cared to have.
You're right.
But because it involves war. But it's a topic that should be having for everyone around the world. This is a topic you should have, a conversation. But anyway, to make a long story short, thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you on the next one.
Deuces.
For the truces.